High shall take the kingdom. So the Israelites are going to take the kingdom. We're going to take the dominion of the earth from you devils, from the so-called white man, from the so-called Chinese man, from the so-called Arab man. We're going to do what?
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
We're going to take the kingdom, and there ain't going to be nothing that you can do. You ain't going to be able to tuck yours in like Debo coming down the street. We're going to take that kingdom. We're going to take the dominion from you. We're going to take all of your idols. You got any questions? The questions get answered down here. What you got?
I don't understand that poster on the left.
The one on the far left?
Right. Yes, sir.
What do you know? What's misunderstood about it?
So, so-called Caucasians, does that mean that they're non-Caucasians?
Well, we're coming from a biblical premise. Are you familiar with the Bible?
Only a little bit.
Okay. So we also call me, I'm a Negro, right? We would call me a so-called Negro. Because from a biblical premise, everybody has a nation that was established in the beginning of days, right? The white man, somebody give me Genesis 25 real quick. You got that? Okay, bring this out. This is why we call you guys so-called Caucasians. Because you're actually Edomites according to the Bible. You familiar with Esau?
Only by name.
Okay. What about Jacob?
Only by name.
Okay. Now Abraham.
Mostly by name.
Mostly by name. It's all right. We're gonna bring it into a little bit of understanding. There was a man named Abraham. He got a covenant from God because he was obedient to God. He had faith, right? And then he told Abraham that he was going to make a covenant with him, and he was going to pass it down through his sons, right? So Abraham had a son named Isaac, right? And Isaac had two sons, Jacob and Esau. One of those sons were to get that covenant, okay? So you follow me? Let's talk about Esau. Bring it out.
This is the book of Genesis. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb.
So he's telling Isaac's wife that there's two nations in her womb. You start at verse 21. Okay, start 21.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren.
So,
and the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived.
So, a miracle took place. This woman bare children, even though she was assumed to not be able to have them.
Verse 22. And the children struggled together with them.
So two twins in the womb were struggling together. There's a lot of contractions, a lot of craziness going on. We don't know what's what. It's painful to her.
And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
Why am I going through this if this is supposed to be happening, right?
And she went to inquire of the Lord.
So she prayed to the Most High.
Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb.
So what he's telling her is that there's two nations. And the significance of there being two nations is the fact that they're at war with each other before their birth.
And two manner of people shall be separated from the boughs.
Types of people. One's going to be different from all the people that are on the earth at the time.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
And that the one people shall be stronger than the other. Go ahead.
And the other people and the elder shall serve the younger. Verse 24. And when her days should be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. Verse 25. And the first came out red.
So the oldest son came out red all over. Whose kids come out red all over?
I don't know much about newborns, but I would guess not many.
Not many. Well, what race of people did you say?
Oh, I see. All right. So it's a reference to being Caucasian.
It's not a reference to being Caucasian. It's a reference to having a lack of pigmentation in the skin, to where the blood shows through.
All over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau.
So the significance of the hairy garment is that in the old days, the way that we used to dye our garments was with a certain blood of a worm, right? And we dyed our garments bright red. So it's saying that this baby was so red that the redness covered him like a hairy garment. So what we're telling you is that these people are not Caucasians. You're not a Caucasian. You're an Edom, biblically speaking. And it's important to establish this so that you can understand where you stand in the grand scheme. Right? How was a white man maintain all this power for so long? What were your means of establishing dominance over the earth, would you say?
Oppression and deprivation.
You got that? About sword? He's honest. We appreciate that because as grown men, we're supposed to reason and we're supposed to do it honestly. If we can't do that, we can't really build anything. We can't go anywhere, right? Would you agree? You got that? I'll live by the sword.
Yeah, I'll clarify that though. I think all groups of men do that, even when they're among the same color. It's not necessarily about one color to another, but maybe social class or wealth.
So classism is a white?
I would say so.
I would say so. White supremacy, right? The way that you really get white supremacy is by killing everybody that can oppose you, right? Taking the customs away to everybody that's different than you, and making them adhere to your customs, right? And then creating the currency that dominates the other currency, creating a monopoly over all the goods, right? Because you've taken ownership of the resources and all the lands that you conquer, and then you have everybody come to your land so that you can boast yourself above them.
That's capitalism right there, though.
That's classism too.
Yeah.
Because there's the high class, the upper class, and there's the middle class, which is disappearing in this day and age, and then you got the lower class, right?
I think capitalism's an instrument of classism, probably.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Somewhat. So we're still on the same page, but that's still oppression. You understand?
Not if it's consensual, but yeah.
I mean, it's not really consensual.
I mean,
when it's not really consensual when you have to surrender due to warfare. So it's do or die. It's not really consent.
Agreed.
It's submission.
Right. If you're under duress,
Submission's not really consent.
But if your boss is going to pay you money to do a job, and you need the money, you're consenting.
Is slavery consensual?
That's not consensual.
Okay, good. So let's deal with the black man that you brought over here, and the so-called Hispanic man that you took all the way back to your land. That's right.
Okay.
Right? Let's deal with that. You forced us into slavery, and we built a whole nation for you.
I didn't. I'll clarify.
You did. You did, biblically speaking.
My peers' ancestors, maybe.
Biblically speaking, you did.
You get the benefit off of their rape, robbery, and murder.
That's true.
Exactly. Generational wealth, right?
Yeah, I didn't get to choose that, but you're right. I got it.
Generational wealth. So, that's why I say, in a way, you did. So, do all these
Let me say something real quick. Just off what he just said. You said we didn't get to choose that, right? And now what we were just reading about Jacob and Esau, these two babies were fighting God's stomach without having to choose anything.
That's the nation.
So that point well taken. Sorry.
No, you good. I mean, I'm glad that he brought it back to that because we're dealing with forces that are outside of our control. Somebody, do you have that live by the sword? I got you. Drop that and get in Romans 9 and I believe 17 where it talks about why Esau is lifted up. So your purpose in these last days is really to be a whooping stick, right? Like you know how somebody's parent might tell them to go get the belt. Good old-fashioned whooping. That's what you guys are getting. The Most High God told us that if we didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments, He was going to bring the worst of the evil against us, and that would be you guys are witnesses. And you guys have served your purpose well. You guys have beat us to a point where we're at the lowest of the low, and the only chance that we have to come back to the stature that we're supposed to be at is through these laws, statutes, and commandments.
The book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 17. For the scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up.
You familiar with the Exodus story, Moses?
Not too much, to be honest.
Okay, it's good to stay honest. So, the Israelites were in captivity before. We were in captivity in Egypt. And we were delivered out of the hands of the Egyptians by a man named Moses.
Yeah.
Right? And Pharaoh was put on his pedestal and he was given the ability to hurt us and oppress us for a certain purpose.
Oh, yeah, I do know the story. Yeah, Jews in Egypt?
Yeah.
Yep, that I do.
Right. So that Pharaoh was lifted up for a purpose, and it was to be an example, to put a power above us, and to have us witness the Most High destroying that power. Right, go ahead.
That I might show my power in thee, and that my
So when everybody sees you guys get destroyed and us get delivered out of your hands, the most powerful nation, the nation that's been able to dominate the whole earth, as we discussed previously, which you agree, when you guys get destroyed off the face of the earth, and then the leftovers of your people get put into slavery to serve captivity as a recompense for the captivity you put us through, it's going to send a signal to the rest of the earth.
Therefore have he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will harden.
Going to that predestination that he brought up. So us not having any choice in how we were brought up, who brought us up, it's just all to serve the purpose of the Most High God. Bring it up.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 16. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be spoiled, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey.
So we can agree that we're being run down in the streets in a land that we were forced to build up through his ancestors, right? And we're serving in captivity, like we're getting the crumbs of your kingdom, right? We're eating off the floor of your illustrious society, right? Get Isaiah 14 and 20. So because you said that you didn't do it. What's your question?
You said gunned down in the streets of a country that didn't choose to come here, right?
Right.
So let's say, to keep things even, half the people that are being gunned down are being gunned down by, let's say, members of the same community. Let's say, keep it even.
I mean, we don't need to keep it even because the people of my society, of my kingdom, of my nation that are doing that to the people of their nation, they're going to be dealt with as well. Right? The Most High God hates sinners. But the thing is that all Israel will be saved. So they'll be able to come back in their right they'll be able to come back in their right mind, but we're dealing with you. See, this is the thing that the white man likes to do. When his judgment, when it's time to get the belt out for him, he likes to say, but it wasn't just me.
Okay.
You know, like when somebody would jump me or somebody would jump one of the homies and it's time to go give them their get back, that person's always saying, it wasn't just me when you catch them slipping. This isn't one of them instances where you're going to be able to say that. Get out of it. Get Isaiah 14 and 21 real quick. So if somebody holds Exodus 20 and 4.
I will admit that the people, let's say, someone within the community gunned down someone else in the community. The person who gunned that person down is a victim in of himself, and they're only doing that because they were taken here beyond their will, right? They wouldn't have necessarily done that if they weren't dragged here.
I wouldn't go as far as to say that, but I mean, that's partially true. It's partially true. Like you take the animals out of their natural habitat, and then you put them into an artificial habitat, they're going to act inappropriately. They're going to act differently. Their rage is going to be enhanced, and certain aspects of their social abilities are going to be messed up. So put that in Isaiah 14 and 21.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children.
And we're talking about the children of the guys that brought us here, the children that get to walk over our ancestors' bones, and that get to turn a blind eye to us being gunned down in the streets, and have the nerve to say something about us gunning our own people down, as if we're not a part of the bigger part. The police force is for you guys. It's not for us. It was to keep us on the plantation, and when the plantation was done away with, it was to just kind of kill our population off and make sure that we're in a state of fear. You guys get to turn a blind eye to that and say, well, what about what you guys are doing to yourselves, right? What we're talking about is the fact that the Most High God is saying that because of what your forefathers did, you guys are going to have to pay the tax.
For the iniquity of their fathers.
For the iniquity of your fathers. So it may not seem fair, but you're reaping the benefits. And because you're reaping the benefits, you have to reap the consequences as well.
That they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
So you guys are going to be destroyed, so you don't possess the face of the world anymore. You guys aren't going to be able to build cities anymore. You got that in Exodus 24.
I'd say you're kind of responsible for reparations. You know, same with Native Americans. Kind of fix that shit.
Let's get Numbers 35 and 33.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water underneath the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation.
The purpose of bringing this scripture out was to show you the mentality of the Most High. Show you why Isaiah 14 and 21 is saying what it's saying. Read that last part again.
Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
The Most High God is going to get back to the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. Right? The same way it happened to us. There's some good white people out there. Some will say, I don't really believe it. But there were some good black people on them boats, wasn't there?
Good white people back then or today?
On those boats.
Okay. Oh, yeah, they're probably all jerks.
There were probably some good black people on them boats.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And they all got the same punishment.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's going to be the same for you guys. You got a precept in there.
The book, as far as what you said, right, as far as like, for example, us killing each other, right? If you look at inside the so-called Negro, Hispanics, and indigenous Indians, we're impoverished, right? We're spoiled. We don't go into your neighborhood and kill your people. We go into our neighborhood and kill our people, right? So what you said is irrelevant. 72% of the population in the prison are not there because we killed you. We're there because we killed each other. So let me tell you what the Bible says about it. The Bible already prophesied that this was going to happen amongst our people. This is a black, Hispanic, and indigenous Indians crime, not a crime outside of our nation. What's this? Deuteronomy 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you, you see these people up here? We're tender among each other. You know what I'm saying? We don't hurt each other, we don't kill each other, right? And very delicate. His eyes shall be evil towards his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall eat. So when you look at the condition, current condition of the so-called Negro, Hispanic, and indigenous Indians, this makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys aren't supposed to harm each other.
The Bible says that's against the law.
Right,
And that's why Christianity doesn't teach us, the so-called Negro, Hispanic, and indigenous Indians, to follow the law. Because if we follow the law, then we wouldn't be in prisons right now. We wouldn't deal with so-called Edomites. We wouldn't deal with other people. We would deal with our nation. Matter of fact, let me tell you, in so-called Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1920, we were trying to do this. And you know what your people did? They went to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and created mass murder.
Yeah.
Ever dropped bombs on American soil. First time America ever dropped bombs on its own soil when they did it to Tulsa, Oklahoma.
10 times worse than what happened in 9/11.
Yeah. Yeah, Tulsa was an awful time.
It's still going on today.
Yeah, it's getting better.
How is it getting better? The Constitution says we're 3/5 of a human being, and the 13th Amendment says that slavery is legal when we go to jail.
I would say the general white population has a lower tolerance for that kind of behavior.
How is that reflected in today's society?
I can't speak on behalf of everybody.
What have they done to systematically reverse the oppression that we're experiencing? How about all the white people that are making millions of dollars off of weed, and all the black and Hispanic men that are sitting in prison for dime bags, serving life sentences?
That's not right. No.
How about the fact that you guys get to gun down whole schools? Matter of fact, churches, and if we were to do that, we get gunned down on the spot. But you guys get treated to McDonald's on the way to the jail.
We get death.
How about the fact that you guys get to gun down little black boys in the street and then auction off the gun that killed them online and be praised by other crackers? What are you guys doing to come up against that? Why isn't the man that does that is from your people, why isn't he suffering any consequences at your hands? Get Zechariah 11 and 5.
I don't think crackers is an appropriate term.
Crackers is an appropriate term. Where does crackers come from? Why do we say that?
It's derogatory.
Why do we say that?
You use the word cracker either because we have light skin and crackers.
No. Do you guys run things? Do you guys run this place?
I don't know what you mean with that.
Do you guys run this place? You know what I'm talking about.
Do we have a majority influence?
Does the white man call the shots? Don't everybody shut down. Everybody shut down. He got the baby oil on right now. Do you guys call the shots?
I'll say this. I
Yes or no? Just say yes or no.
Sure. If you want one or the other, then it's a yes.
Okay, perfect. So we call you guys cracker because it means cracker, whip cracker.
Oh, that's terrible. Okay.
So that's why we call you guys crackers. So it's not derogatory if you guys don't put the whip down.
Okay, but
When are you guys gonna put the whip down?
I'm not a part of that, so I don't think you should
But what are you doing to systematically reverse the fact that you guys put the whip?
having this conversation.
You're having a conversation with people that don't have the blight, but you've been witnessing what's going on with the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American men for all your days. When did you become aware that it's not fair what happened to these people on these boats in the generations after them?
When was I aware? Since I was a child.
You've been aware since you were a child, right? And yet you are here now saying that you're doing something about the situation by talking to us. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking? I'm 31.
36.
Okay, and so you're a little late. You're too little too late. Coming up here talking to us, talking about how you're doing something to reverse the generational curses that we're experiencing. When you should be putting together, what do you call those lists where people come sign the document and pass it around to you? Why is you putting a petition together and having your community sign it, saying that what's happening to these people ain't fair? Why aren't you going to your government, your courthouses, and fight for us?
Right, so can anybody always do more?
Yeah, yes.
Absolutely. Everybody can always do more. Am I doing more than a 36-year-old 50 years ago?
Yep.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not doing more. I'm gonna tell you why you're not doing more. The minute that you saw what we were up here saying, if you really meant what you're about, you should have said, look, I'm gonna go do something about it right now. You shouldn't be standing here anymore because you're still trying to reason to me why, everybody's kind of experiencing. Like, what you're doing is mumbo jumbo. Bring out Zechariah 11 and 1. I'm gonna show you what's really going on.
Right, does it make a difference?
Something to say, sir?
So what are you pushing that makes a difference? Can I ask another question? I know, but what does it mean? We're human beings, right? So God so loved the world that he gave his own begotten son. Or he don't? I see what you're pushing, bro.
Zechariah 11 and 5.
I see what you're pushing. I would like to
Think for yourself, homie. Think for yourself, B. Find another organization. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 11, verse 15. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 11, verse 5.
This is the main overall issue with you and all your people. Just tell you that.
Please don't generalize me. You don't know.
Whose possessors slay them. Whose possessors slay them. And
You're a part of my possessions. You're a part of the problem. You're not a part of the solution.
You don't know me, sir.
You're not a part of the solution. Are you a part of the solution?
Yes.
Again, why are you sitting here talking to me and not passing a petition around or doing something systematic to reverse what's going on instead of arguing about me, arguing with me about how it's not fair that you're going to get the judgment that your forefathers have set up for you?
Okay.
Keep going,
I would say it's important to
and hold themselves not guilty.
Our possessors slay us and hold themselves not guilty. You might not be holding the gun, but you're standing idly by and watching while it's happening, and you're not doing anything. That's why you're just as guilty. That's why the Most High God is going to kill you.
You're assuming.
That's why he's going to kill That's why he's going to kill your girlfriend or your boyfriend. That's why he's going to kill your dog. That's why he's going to take your kings into slavery.
Okay.
I'm just not trying to generalize you, so I gave you the option to have one or the other according to your.
I do feel generalized because I don't think you understand what I've contributed or my motivation to contribute more. I think you're maybe grouping me into others that you've observed and know better, possibly.
I think you're deflecting from the fact that you really don't give a damn, that you had something to say, and that you're intrigued, but you really don't know what to do about the situation. Because if you were really about the reparations that you said that we're due, you'd have to give up everything you own. In fact, you'd have to go back to the Georgia-Russia mountains. Hit numbers 35 and 33. I'm going to show you what God requires for reparations. This is why I know for a fact that you are not for the justice that you're pretending to be about. Hey, somebody hold Revelations 32.
I feel like you should appreciate me.
I'm going to show you what I'll appreciate.
Sure. So, well, let me answer the first question. Do I believe in karma? Yeah, I do believe in karma.
When does karma begin and end?
I would say it begins as soon as you step foot on this earth and ends as soon as you do it.
So suppose that it's the same standard for everybody too.
Yeah, I'd say so. Some people can avoid it more than others.
How does it work for you? You do something bad, the bad comes back to you?
I'd say it's more likely than if I didn't do something bad.
What about the slave masters? They did a bunch of bad. You say that?
Yeah.
Did anything bad end up happening to them?
Yeah. Well, there might not be enough.
They're passed down stolen wealth. Generation to generation to generation to generation. They died in old age. So how did them being, if what goes back, there's a call, they had somebody in slavery. Where did they go into slavery?
Possibly the afterlife, I hope.
In the
In the afterlife, I hope, right? I mean, you could lie and get away with it.
The afterlife takes place here. That's why we read what we read in Isaiah the 14th chapter and in Exodus the 20th chapter. Bring that out in Revelation.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 10.
So he that what goes around comes around, right? Go ahead.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
He that leads into captivity is going to have to go into captivity. We read that the Most High God holds grudges. That's going to happen to you. Go ahead.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
That's got to happen to you or your children. Whoever you leave behind, if you're not here during the time that the judgment comes back around, go ahead.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
What about
Hey, we're on camera anyway.
the Japanese? Do they suffer the same plight as me?
Why are we talking about the Japanese?
They're people too that share this earth.
We're not talking. They're not Israelites. There's Israelites among them, but again, you're deflecting from the situation at hand.
I'm really just trying to learn. I don't think I'm deflecting actually.
Well, let's just learn what's going to happen to you.
I think you're.
Everybody's getting distracted. Don't get distracted. The devil's always coming for his purpose.
You know, I think this has been really helpful for me, but I also have to stick with it. Thank you for helping me learn what I learned today. Okay, you got it.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 33. So ye shall not pollute the land where ye are.
You shall not pollute the land where you are. You guys pollute the land.
For blood it defiled the land.
You guys defile the land with blood and walking on our ancestors' bones day in and day out. You're not going to
And the land cannot be cleansed of the
the land can't be cleansed with $1 million, not $1 trillion. What did he say? Reparations? What's reparations? According to the Bible?
Oh, Shalaki. Reparations is if you lead people into captivity, you gotta go into captivity.
What was the number you were about to give me?
$4 trillion in reparations, over $4 trillion in reparations.
So the Most High God says $4 trillion is garbage. We deserve more than that. Go ahead.
And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
Got you. So there's your reparations. Go tell your people about that. Go have a fun. Go do something systematic to reverse what you guys did. Because the Most High God says if you don't let his children go, then he's going to make an example out of you among all the nations.